Ladies and gentlemen, the text delves into the current market situation, emphasizing a potential bullish trend with a focus on NIO and other stocks. What's happening with NIO stock and why do I believe that NIO will show a behemoth run, in my opinion, for the rest of the year? I still believe in breaking the same things I said before. Why? Because I still think it's very possible. I'll tell you why I think it's a seasonally appropriate suggestion for the market and why it was so accurate. And I still believe NIO will soon see some upside. Now, many people are very bearish. They're saying the market is going to fall, and personally, I don't agree. I believe the downside is very limited. I'm saying this because everyone is expecting a major crash, which may be a trick to fool investors. Also because it's an election year, and you know that often happens. Before I break all these things down, let's see what's the sauce, the friend is, and let's talk about such things. Now, let's see what's happening in the market. So why am I saying there's going to be a big run until the end of the year? What's the suggestion? And as I've said before, friends, NIO is there. The market can start to fall, and there may be some more downside. But I'm telling you, the downside is likely to be limited. A significant bullish divergence is developing in NIO, and I believe a big run is coming. And look at this. When did NIO start selling? I want to remind you all about this. NIO began selling since August, and in August, you had strong deliveries. That's when this thing started to sell. And what else was also starting to sell in August? You can check. Before we touched August, the SPY had reached 457. And as August began, the decline started, meaning September, October. All right, NIO did the same thing. If we come towards August, what happened from June to August? What happened during this time? NIO was also pumping SPY, right? The pump was happening, correct? The market was moving together. If we look at QQQ from June to July, you know QQQ was up. In the beginning of August, it tested its top again, as if a double top pattern was forming. After the start of August, it continued to trend downward. So I want to tell you that the market is moving based on an algorithm. Different stocks are moving together. Looking at seasonality, I'm saying that the stock market will bottom out in October. I've also told you that another sell-off is coming. I said this last week as well. I said this 2 weeks ago too. I've also said to you that there's downside coming in NIO. People have misunderstood me. They say I'm completely bullish on NIO. No, I'm saying there's a downtrend coming in NIO, but a big bounce is likely for November and December. I really believe in this. Now, let's see it from a seasonality perspective. If we look at it from a seasonality perspective, the market tends to perform well in election years, right? Typically, in election years, what happens? I'll tell you. This year, the market was recovering from the downside it saw. So for many, many months, from March to July, the market was continuously going up. And as long as it was pumping, if we look at this pattern, I would say this pattern started in July because the market was going up then. But when August comes, historically in election years, the market tends to slow down. And it happened this year as well. September is typically a downside for the market in election years. And it happened this year too. October the same. And notice that in October this year, the market tends to bottom out. This year, the market made its bottom in October. As you know, it's all following very well. I believe we are ready for a big run that will confuse many, destroy shorts completely. Wall Street handed a win to shorts. Those who were shorting the market, they won. We had a logical basis for a pullback during election years. Yes, there was an opportunity for the market to slow down. That's what we were talking about. Another thing I'm saying is for NIO. If you go and look at the daily chart, there was a big head and shoulders pattern. Its confirmation came. We called for the downside, and I said NIO could go down to $7. It's in a downtrend. It's very close to its target. And when it was dropping in the last couple of weeks, a big bullish divergence was developing, which means a big bounce is coming soon. Now we have to see what happens when deliveries come in at the beginning of November. We'll see if this helps NIO bounce, but my gut feeling is, go check. It's gapping up in the $10 area. When people have the least expectations for NIO, that's when it's going to make a big bounce. This is the same cycle that's happening over and over. People were saying the stock market is going to crash, and we're in 2022, and various things. Yes, there could be a correction in the stock market, but when everyone becomes super bearish, that will confuse people. I'm telling you right now that there's a lot of fear in the market. Everyone is saying a crash is coming. The crash is here. We're going to tank hard. I don't agree with that. I believe we're going to pump and confuse a lot of people. Many people will expect something completely different. Don't forget seasonality. I've been telling you that NIO was in a downtrend along with SPY. Both were pumping and falling together. And soon, we are going to see something entirely different. I believe that something similar is going to happen with QQQ. It was a bit weaker than NIO during May, because there were some weak deliveries in NIO, but then it started to rise rapidly with the trend, and both started to rise together. Notice that they both started to fall at almost the same time. So yes, deliveries will play a big role. I am optimistic about deliveries for NIO, and there is still a bounce coming for it, and I am very confident in this stock for a long time. As for NIO, I just want to say that a bullish divergence is developing on the daily chart every day, and there's a big gap to fill around the $10 area. I believe NIO earnings are coming soon. Earnings won't be the biggest factor, but I think deliveries and overall seasonality will help push it higher. It could drop to $7, but there's a big run coming for this $10 area gap. I also believe that there are upside gaps here. There is a gap around 13, and another one around 14.7. I believe these gaps will be filled this year, and I think there's a big bull run coming that will take the entire stock market higher. I believe many people will be completely surprised because people are currently very bearish. They are expecting a big crash. That's why you need to be very careful. The crowd is often wrong when it says a crash is coming. Right now, you need to be greedy. When people are fearful, you need to be greedy. The market is currently near extreme fear. Just don't understand this. We are close to extreme fear. People are very scared. So in the end, why should we follow the trend and try to push the market down from here? I don't understand. Can the market go lower? Yes, it's possible, but I believe there's a lot of upside coming. I believe the bulls will have an advantage. So that's my perspective on the market. I believe a bullish divergence will be established, and over time, we'll see the market go much higher. As for NIO, I can't say much more. When you look at SPY, I've said this before. A company handle is developing on the SPY monthly. Notice that the market had fallen quite a bit in October, and if anything, the downside for October was less than what was seen in September. The market is getting ready for a base. Can it go lower? We can see 418 on SPY. We can also see it going from 417 to 414. But don't worry. There's no need to panic. The company handle is still valid. Nothing has been invalidated so far, and I believe it will work. I believe what's going to happen at the end of the year is a big cup and handle is forming. I believe the bulls will come, and when no one expects it, they will push the market higher. This is an election year. This is what happens in these election years. It becomes very strong at the end of the year. If the market falls before 2023 during a new president's term, it won't be good for them, because millions of people measure the stock market and their 401 and investments according to the country's economy. Is that true? The answer is no. Even when the economy is weak, the stock market can still make big runs. We saw this in 2020, and even with a good economy, the stock market can fall. That's why I'm saying that the stock market doesn't necessarily represent the economy. That's why, even when the economy is weak, the stock market can make big runs due to manipulation and various other factors. I'm keeping my perspective the same, that yes, we are bearish for October. Yes, it can drop a bit more, but the downside is limited and the upside is higher for November. I'm doing these things for SPY in December. I believe these things are coming very close as long as there's no bad news. I think that something similar could happen in TQQ. We might be in a formation resembling a large cup and handle. For November and December, we may see some significant upside potential. I believe that buyers will start entering the market. We will witness an uptrend. Also, I think this may happen for Nvidia and various other tickers as well. I believe it will be beneficial for NIO as well. If you look at the monthly chart of NIO, it has been in an oversold position for a while. It needs some kind of change. The daily chart also shows a bullish divergence. All right, a bounce is coming in the next 2 weeks. The next 2 months are coming. You will hear about this a month from now, near the end of 2023, and I believe NIO will become more valuable than it is now. I think NIO will experience a monster run, and I stand by my viewpoint. No matter what anyone says, I will stick to my position. The point is, there may be some downside in the short term in the coming weeks, yes, but I believe the market is in a bottoming process, and I think there will be a significant upside in November and December because everyone is anticipating a crash. Everyone is waiting for NIO to drop to around $5. Everyone is waiting for SPY to crash. Tesla is also expected to crash further. Can Tesla fall further? Yes, Tesla can fall further. Yes, it's possible. But people aren't expecting a significant bounce that will completely change the market's outlook. I don't believe Tesla can drop to $100. This is a great opportunity, I think. I believe institutions will start buying it soon. I believe Tesla will make a strong comeback in the next few months. All right, can Tesla fall further? Yes, we can approach 200. That's possible. But first, we need to break that key support at 210. And it's possible that Tesla might fall further in the short term. But around November and December, when the Cybertruck is about to be unveiled, I believe we will see a significant bounce for Tesla. Tesla has a Cybertruck launch event in late November, and I think the bulls are just taking a little break, not hibernating, but it's their pause, and they'll come back when no one expects. That's what I think is going to happen. Just wait and see. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.